So I will literally today follow the book. Actually, I will follow the web version because it's a bit better organized than the PDF. I will cover these three topics here. So we will speak a bit about QGIS interface. So which elements does it have and which are important for us to pay attention to. Then we will see how to manage your packages, and finally how to visualize vectors with QGIS. And okay, I have my QGIS running. I also didn't ask for confirmation, but I believe that you can see my screen. Okay. So I will use the book to point you to some, because these screenshots that we have here are really nicely marked. So I will use them mostly, but also I will show you always in QGIS things. So you please try to follow, and then if you have any problem, you can stop me and we can check like what is happening. So when you open QGIS, this is, I will just move this a bit. This is more or less what you should see, except probably for you, you don't have this map that I have right now. And I will show you quickly how to add this map. It's simple. So I'm going to QGIS, and here in the coordinate box, I just type world. So can you also see my cursor? Or I don't see your videos now, so yeah, okay, because I'm telling you here and there, but maybe you don't see what is here and there. Okay, so world, you type world in the coordinate box. Again, it was world, and enter, and you should get the map as I have in the slide. So more or less you should see this, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same in your case, because we will see soon why. So the main graphical interface of QGIS consists of bar menu, which is this part here, toolbars, then layers, layers panel, map panel, and then we have also status bar here. So some of the elements are typical to all, let's say, most of the softwares, in general softwares, but some are specific to QGIS. So we have bar menu that most of the softwares have, where we have different features and functions that we can call from the menu. Then we have toolbars, and toolbars are basically a set of tools that are grouped according to the functions that they can do. So they usually, the tools of one group, they do similar things. For example, this group here that I'm showing is the group of tools that is called project tools, project toolbars actually. And this tool deals with QGIS project. Soon I will explain what is it, but literally with this you can create new project, open existing project, save a project, and so on. Then similarly, we have this toolbar that is manage map toolbar, that is for zooming in, zooming out, zooming only selected features, and so on. So they do the similar things, not exactly the same, but they are for managing this map view, let's say. Then we have layer panel, and here it's this one, and in this one we usually see all the vectors and raster files that we loaded in QGIS. So we will see it here, and then the layers from here can be displayed in the map panel. It depends, you control which one you want to display, which one you don't want, but in general, they first have to be loaded and visible in this area to be visible in this area. And finally, we have status bar. In the status bar, we can see, for example, here we have this box with which we can search for different commands for, let's say, editing of data. We can also search for settings of QGIS and so on. But yeah, this is maybe when you are starting with QGIS, this is not so useful because you don't know what tool is available to search for it. So for now, we can forget it. I just wanted to mention because it's there. Then we have coordinate box. Okay, we saw that we can load this map from here, but in general, coordinate box is useful to understand which are the coordinates that the mouse cursor is showing. So when your mouse cursor is in the map panel, here the coordinates are displayed. Then we have a scale of the map, we have magnifier, we have rotation angle, and with this button, we are controlling whether we want, when we display one map, and then we add another one, if this is checked here, then a new one will be displayed. If this is unchecked, the appearance that was here will remain the same. So this is for, let's say, refreshing this panel here. If it's unchecked, you will always see the same thing, even if you are adding new data. But typically this is always like checked, because otherwise why would you be adding data if you don't want some change? But for sure there must be some applications where this could be useful. And then we have this, it's basically a button here. First of all, it's showing what is the coordinate reference system of a QGIS project. And also if you click on it, and I will show it now in QGIS. I have this, okay. So you see that it's clickable, this one. So if you click here, you can change some QGIS properties. Actually, it's QGIS properties related to coordinate reference systems. Okay, for now we will close it. And okay, that's it regarding the, let's say, first appearance of QGIS. But I want to show you how you can add some additional panels or toolbars in case that you need some of them. So how we can do this is from the menu view, we go to either panels for adding the panels or toolbars for adding the toolbars. Alternatively, you can click on any empty space next to the available toolbars. For example, I will go back to QGIS to show you, like here I have some empty space. So if you click here, you will get already all panels and toolbars, they are all together here. And I want to point out that for today, we will need browser panel. So check the box next to it. That means that it's active. And we need layers panel. So you see that two of them, they are here for me. So I hope that you managed to activate those. If they weren't active, usually both of them, they are active by default, but just to make sure. Okay, now we will see how to change some QGIS project properties. And before I go into this, I just want to explain a bit what is a QGIS project. So we can consider QGIS project as a working session. So it's all the layers that you add to QGIS, all the visualization type that you apply to them, this is all QGIS project. Also the coordinate reference system that you use for them, this is all considered as a project. So once you start adding layers, so this is already one QGIS project with this layer here and this type of visualization here. and this coordinate reference system, this is considered a project. Then you can also add some more layers, different layers that would be new QGIS project. So how can you change the properties of it? And this means like changing properties and adapting it to your working session, to your needs in this specific session. So it will be valid only for the current project, current layers. So it can be done from the project menu and properties. And here we can see different things that we can change in a project. So for example, in the general tab, we can change some general settings. Like later, actually at the end, we will see what it means to save a project. And so when the project is saved, you can define a file home, which is basically the path and so on. One important thing that usually is useful is that we can define the measurement, how the measurements will be done. So we can define which ellipsoid to use for calculating distance or area, but also we can define which units of measurement to use. So sometimes this is very useful. Then also we can change coordinate reference system that we saw before. We can change default styles and so on. So this is for different settings for a specific working session. Okay. And then also regarding the appearance, we can change the general settings of QGIS. So this means changing things on the general level. And this can be changed. So I forgot to show the previous thing, so I will go quickly to the project properties again. So project properties are opened from project properties. You see that also you can use this shortcut here, Control-Shift-P. And here are the different projects. For me, it opened coordinate reference system, but of course you can switch to different ones and define the settings as you need them for your working session. Okay, another thing for changing QGIS settings, so this means general settings of a software, we go to settings and options. So again, here we have many options, but let's go to a general tab, because here there is one thing that I want to stress. So in the general tab, you can, and this is very important, change the language of the QGIS, and I would strongly suggest you to use English, because then it will be much easier for you to follow what I'm doing, because if maybe it's not, how to say, exactly translated in your languages, the comments that I'm saying, so maybe it would be a bit harder to follow what I'm saying. So I suggest that you have here English. So what you need to do is to check this box, override system locale, and then change to English. If it's already in English, then you are fine. And I believe after applying this, you need to close QGIS and open it again for the change to take effect. But for me, since it's in English, I will just keep it that way. There are also some other things that we can change for our software in general, like we can change a theme or style or icon size, font, and so on. This is all in the general tab, but we can change also, for example, how coordinate reference system is selected for a new project. Like in this case, the first layer that we add, the QGIS project takes each system, but we can also always use one. We define one. For example, here is WGS 84, and we can use this one always. And also there are, again, other things like that you can change for software in general, but we will not go into these details because it really depends on your application, what you might need to change here. Okay. So this was all about QGIS appearance or interface, and now we will start working with some data. Actually, we will see how to manage geopackages. And here at the end of 1.6, you will find a link where to download the data with which we will work. So please, if you didn't download the data, you can do it now. I think it's not such a big file, around 30 megabytes or so. So yes, you will find it here. I will open just to show you one thing. So there are two versions of this data. We need a second one because first one is incomplete. So second version, and it will open automatically when you click on a link. And you go scroll almost at the bottom, and you will see the download button for getting the data. In the meantime, first of all, I want to just remind you of what a geopackage is. So basically, we can, like, this is, let's say, simplified explanation, but we can understand that geopackage is a container of vector and raster data. So it is kind of a folder, but not really a folder because we cannot see its content unless it's open with some specific softwares like QGIS, but it's a container of different vector and raster data. And what it means to manage geopackages, managing geopackages, it has two aspects. One aspect is really changing a content of geopackage. So it means if we have some layers inside the geopackage and we want, when I say layers, I mean vector or raster data. So it means if we have some layers inside a geopackage, we can add some more, remove some of the existing ones. So it means changing the content. On the opposite, managing can be loading it into QGIS, removing it from QGIS, and so on. So in this, let's say, chapter, we will see how to do both things, how to manage the content of GeoPackage, but also how to use GeoPackage through QGIS. So there is more than one way how to use GeoPackage or how to use it with QGIS, but I will show you the most effective one that works for both rasters and vectors, because other ways are usually working only for vectors or only for rasters. So I will go for the one that is, let's say, universal. And okay, for this, we will use the browser panel that I asked you before to activate. So in the browser panel, you will see a GeoPackage in the list of other things. And what we have to do to start working with GeoPackage is to connect to an existing GeoPackage. I hope by now we all have data downloaded and unzipped. If you don't, let me know so that I can wait for some more minutes. Okay, I will understand silence as the as a sign that you are all ready. So what I was saying, so to create a connection with GeoPackage, we need to go to the browser panel, right-click on GeoPackage, and then click New Connection. And then we find the folder where we saved our data, and we open them. And right now, I will also show that with QGIS. So here I already have some data in my GeoPackage, but it doesn't matter. I will right-click on GeoPackage, New Connection, and then I find, you see here, this is a layer that we want to use. GIS for schools, geopackage.gpkg. This is the extension for GeoPackage. I select it and click Open. And now if I click on this arrow next to the GeoPackage, I will get the list of all the GeoPackages that I'm connected to. And I see also here the one that I just added. Again, if we click on this arrow, we will expand and we will see which all vectors and rasters are inside the GeoPackage that I just connected to. So we have, based on these icons next to the names, I can tell that we have 2 polygons, we have 2 rasters, we have 1 line feature and 1 point layer, and line layer, not feature. Okay. So I hope we are all here. Okay, and now we are connected, but still the data from the GeoPackage are not displayed in the QGIS. We can see that still we have this first layer that we added and nothing else. So to add some layers and visualize them here, to load them into QGIS, what we need to do is to double click on them from here, from browser panel. So for today, we will use municipalities layer. This municipality is OSM, so double click on it. We will use river network and temperature. So double click on each of them and they will be loaded into QGIS. And I can see them here. So I will now scroll to zoom in. And here are the layers. Okay, so we know now how to load layers from GeoPackage. Yes? I don't hear you clearly.
I don't know why.
Okay, I think now it's better.
You are going too fast, I think, because we aren't able to follow you properly.
The warm up.
And we didn't catch how to download the world map, actually.
Okay. The world map is downloaded basically by typing world in this coordinate box. But okay, this is really something that is irrelevant for now. It's better to focus on how to load the other layers. Are you able to load the layers from GeoPackage? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so were you able to connect to GeoPackage? I cannot hear anything, so I don't know. Like it, I understand that you skip the world map, but this is really something that I just show more for fun than for the, because it's really relevant. But the more important thing is that we are all at this point that we have layers loaded. I don't hear any feedback, so what I can do is to continue, or if you want to, or if you want me to repeat something, I can repeat, but you need to tell me. Okay, I don't hear anything. I don't know if it's connection or they are fine.
There's one question. Can you hear me?
Is there anyone else having problems?
Yes, I have a problem because it's not possible to charge this file. When I try to charge it, it says to me that it exists a connection with the same name. Please give a new name.
Sorry. I don't hear you clearly. So
Hello? Can you hear me?
Still, I don't hear clearly. I understood that you have a problem with the file, but I didn't understand if you had problem downloading it or connecting to it, or what was the problem? Can you try typing in the chat so that I understand what is the issue? Okay, I will assume that you downloaded the data, and I will repeat once more how to connect to GeoPackage. So you need to download the data and also to unzip them. So this is something, maybe it's very obvious, but I want to stress it out. Okay, so to connect to the data that we downloaded, we go in the browser panel, we right click on GeoPackage, and we click new connection.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I have a problem because I'm trying to charge this file. I push in GeoPackage, but it says that it exists a connection with the same name. Please give a new name. I give a new name, but there's no way to charge all this data.
But do you already have a GeoPackage? Like when you open the QGIS, do you see here already GIS for schools GeoPackage?
Yes, let me check it. No.
So let me just explain you. Is it fixed?
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, in case maybe it can happen that like you don't have it shown here, but it's added already. So if you get this error, try to refresh so that also like QGIS understands like and what was added. So with this refresh, sometimes if you expect to see something here, it's just because it wasn't, and it's not shown, it's because it wasn't refreshed. I hope we are fine. So once again, you are adding the data from GeoPackage, so you are opening the content of GeoPackage with this arrow next to it. And to add some layers from GeoPackage, you need to double click on them. So now I added for a second time the temperature, but I don't need it, so I will remove it. So double click, and we need layers temperature, river network, and municipalities OSM. Okay, now I want to show you how you can add some more data to the GeoPackage. So some data that don't exist currently, and this will be a good opportunity also to see how to add some different format of vector data to QGIS. We have, maybe it's actually better to go here. We have one layer in the folder with the data that is called population municipalities on lake, and that layer is shapefile. And we will add it first to QGIS. We will load it. Then we will also add it to GeoPackage. So to do this, we go on layer, add vector layer. Then we click on these three dots here, and we select this file from a folder with your data. I don't know where you saved it. And once you did it, you click on add and close. So first you open this window from layer, add vector layer. Then you click on three dots, you navigate to the folder where your data is, select, you have to select this one with SHP. SHP, there will be around 5 files. I will check quickly my folder. Yes, there will be around 5 files. You need to select this one with SHP extension. And yes, then you just click on add and close. I will do it now with my QGIS. So vector, not vector layer, add vector layer. Then I search for my folder, SHP, open, oops. Okay, and then add. My QGIS is lagging for some reason, and then close. Okay, so now we added also this layer, population municipalities. It's, if you zoom in, you will see it doesn't have to be the same color as the one that I have. Okay, so now to add this layer to this GeoPackage that we have here, I will show this in slides actually.
Excuse me, Gorica.
Yes.
Yes, I need to know the extension of the file, please, because I have population municipalities on lakes with 3 or 4 different
Exactly. You need this one with SHP.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, this is the this is how the shapefile work. It has more than, it's, let's say, one vector file, but it has multiple files that it consists of. And it's right now mostly used, I believe, mostly used vector format, but they are going towards GeoPackage because, and also GeoPackage is now the default one, the default format in QGIS for vectors, because it's a bit like you have one file, and actually in one file you can have multiple layers. On the what's completely the opposite with respect to shapefile, where you have multiple files for one vector. So, okay. So what I was about to do was to to add this new layer to a GeoPackage, and I wanted to show it from the book because, again, we have these numbers. So to add this layer to a GeoPackage, we need to right-click on a layer in the layers panel, of course. Then we go on Export and Save Features As. And when we complete this, we will get this window. We need to select that the format is GeoPackage. Here we go on these three dots and we select our GeoPackage that we also connected to. So this GIS for schools GeoPackage. Then we give a name here to like how the layer will be called when we add it to GeoPackage. And finally, we need to define a coordinate reference system that is usually suggested by QGIS, the GeoPackage, the coordinate reference system of the other layers that are already available in the GeoPackage. And then also we have a possibility of selecting some of the attributes that we want to save or not save, but this we will not deal with this right now. And then we click on OK. Okay, so now I will go to QGIS to show this. We go right-click on this population municipalities on lake, right-click, export, save feature as. Then here for me it's selected already format GeoPackage. So I click on three dots to start searching for my folder, and this is the file that we are also connected to here. So I select that one because we are adding a new layer to this very same file. We go on save, and my QGIS is lagging a lot. I don't know if it's because of the recording or something. So for the layer name, I will put the same name that we have here. So population municipalities. On X. Okay, and I will keep the default coordinate reference system. I click on OK. And first of all, this layer will be added now to QGIS. I don't see it. In my case, I don't see it yet in the GeoPackage, but if I refresh, it should be there. So, yes. Now it is added. So I see that some people are telling me that I'm going too fast. So, let me see at which point let me know at which point you are, so that I know if I have to repeat something.
Corica.
Yes.
Hello, I am Emilia from Spain. I think some people have problem uploading the GIS for School GeoPackage, this one, and after they lose I have the GeoPackage, and but if you can repeat. Because
okay, I will repeat that, but I also asked you to stop me whenever you have problem, because right now we are going like 3 steps back, and I believe
sorry.
No,
yes.
it's not that I'm how it's called, I'm telling you, it's just for everyone, because it's easier if we stop immediately. If we have a problem, then sure. I went 3 steps ahead, and then we have to go back. Okay. So so it was adding connecting to GeoPackage, right? You don't see GeoPackage here, right?
I see my GeoPackage. I see the GeoPackage. I have it.
Okay. So what was the that you don't have?
I have the GeoPackage, and after you say you can click the river network or temperature. I don't know in this part.
Okay, right. So here, so I will remove this. No, I will not.
Because I don't see layers. I don't know how can I, in view, I can put that I want to see the layers. I have it. So
okay, but so to add layers from here to here, you have to double click on a layer. So that's all.
Okay.
So we need you double click on municipalities OSM, you double click on river network and temperature, and it should be, I hope it works.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I did it, but I don't have it. I don't have it.
If you right click on a layer and click on add layer to project.
Okay. Yes, I can see on I can see the image, but on the menu on the left, I don't have layers, but at the image I have it. I can see
the layers panel, right?
Yes, this panel.
Okay, so you have to go right click on an empty space here, like in the. Yes, and then find layers panel.
Okay, thank you. Okay. That's it. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay. What about what should I repeat?
Sorry, can you share the screen, please? Because we have lost a lot of passages in this exercise. In particular, when you say to refresh the GeoPackage menu, in the GeoPackage we cannot see the exported layer. We can see on the map in the bottom part of the window, but not in the GeoPackage. But in the PDF too, is reported that if you refresh the GeoPackage, you should see it in the left panel in the browser, but we cannot see it, and so we don't understand how to take it in the GeoPackage.
Okay, my best.
Excuse me, if I can ask you, if you could be or could be slower than this, because it's quite difficult to follow you on the screen and repeat the same things on the PC. We need a little bit more time because it's quite impossible for us to follow you, because this is the first time we use QGIS, and so we need to find the menu and for example, in the name of to insert the name of file that are very long, the file, the name file that you are using, and so if you be slower than this, thank you.
Okay, I will try my best to be slower, but then can also like the mic. So the point is that okay, I will try to be slower, but then I don't know if we will manage to finish this on time, or we will skip something, or actually we cannot skip something because these are basic, so literally it will last a bit longer than it should, but okay, we will go slower. What else was there? So yes, I wanted just to mention this. You say you don't see the geo package, and I believe that in that case something went wrong in this step. So let us try to repeat this, and then if you still don't see it, then there might be some problem with QGIS, because I don't know what would be the reason for this not working. So I believe that you managed to add this population, municipalities on lakes shape file to QGIS, that you see it in the layers window. So actually, sorry, in the layers panel. So we right click on it, then we select export, save features as. And then we should get.
Sorry, you are not sharing the screen. Sorry, you are not sharing the screen.
But that's strange because I do.
Qui perché Mick a volte prova a aggiornare la pagina, a volte ha messo.
Okay, I will start sharing again. Just
I can see your screen.
Okay. Okay, I will stop sharing and start sharing again. Maybe it will fix their problems, but yes, I also see that I'm sharing screen. Okay. Is it better now? Do you see my screen now?
Before, yes.
No, before no. No.
Yeah. I think yes. Now.
Okay, because if you don't see it, I think then it's problem on your side, because most of the people does see it. Okay. Maybe sometimes it happens if the connection is bad, that the video is not, let's say, transferred anymore. Okay, so again, I will explain this one more time, that when we have population, municipalities on lakes in the layers panel, we right click on it. So, and then we go to export. Save feature as, and we get this window here. First thing to do in this window is to select a format, GeoPackage, from the drop-down menu. We click on this arrow here, and and also it should be by default GeoPackage, so it should be fine. Next thing, for the file name, we click on these 3 dots, and we select GIS for schools _ geopackage.gpkg. So the very same one that we connected to before. And actually, it's the only GeoPackage that we provided to you, so you cannot, I don't know if you can make mistake with this. So you should select the one existing in the folder with GPKG extension. Then we have to type here a name for a new layer, but this was, in my case, population _ municipalities _ on _ lakes, and CRS should be this one that is the default of GeoPackage. We don't change that. We don't change anything here either, and we just click on OK. So I hope it works now. Now we should refresh. Yes, we should refresh as it is written here, and we should see this.
Sì, quindi vabbè,
Okay,
forse
now
l'altra
it's
parte
okay,
bisogna
thank you.
aggiornarlo.
No, ma qui deve aggiornare, ma
Okay, I will also tell you one alternative way to add, and it's very simple, but it works only for vector layers, so I didn't want to show it to you because then you will get the mistakes later with the rasters. But in any case, I will show it. Somebody, I don't know, Carl's, maybe, cannot find population municipalities on lakes file. It could be because you downloaded the version 1 of data that is not the one that contains it. So when you are on the link on the website where the data are, here it should be version 2. Because exactly this population municipalities on lakes is the data that is missing in version 1. So you should download the version 2. And if you downloaded the version 2, it must be there, just maybe you cannot find it. I don't know. Okay. So yes, I wanted to show you another way to add a GeoPackage. It's simply by, if you have the GeoPackage open here, you simply drag the layer from here, you hold it from layers to the browser, and it should be added, you see. But this works only for vectors, so you cannot add the rasters in this way, and also it is telling me that I have the very same layer already there, so it will, I either have to overwrite it or not add it. So this is simpler way, but not efficient for every type of data. Okay, I can skip this. This is very easy way, but I wanted to show you the complete way. So just drag from here and drop here, and it should be fine. Okay, but now the thing is that this is really the layer that we don't need for our exercise. We just need to, I just wanted to show you how to add something to GeoPackage and how to remove it. So first of all, we will remove it from the layers. Because we don't need to see it on the map here, or we will not do any kind of operations with these layers. So we can remove both of these layers. GIS for School, this is the one that we added to GeoPackage, and this is the one that we originally loaded to QGIS. So we remove them by right-clicking. Okay, I prefer to show this from the book. So yes, we right-click on a layer that we want to remove, and we go on Remove Layer, and we confirm with OK. And we repeat this same operation for population municipalities on lakes. We right-click, Remove Layer, and we click on OK. So I will repeat it now with QGIS. So this is one layer that I want to remove. We select, right click, remove layer, okay. And then the same for this one, population municipalities on lake, right click, remove, okay. So it's not visualized here anymore, but we still have it in the GeoPackage. And removing it, we don't need it in GeoPackage either, so we will remove it. And removing it is kind of similar to removing it from layers panel. We right click on this layer, right click, and we select delete layer. And then we just confirm that we are sure that we want to delete it, and then also we confirm that we want to compact database. This means like organizing again the layers that are there. This is something typical for GeoPackage. So now if we refresh, yeah.
Just a question, Lorena from Spain. When I zoom in or zoom out, my layers disappear, and I don't know how to recover them. I mean,
Okay.
I was seeing them when I zoom in or zoom out, they disappear. I mean, I have them in the left panel.
Okay.
Not in the image.
The easiest way to zoom again back to the layers is to right click on a layer and go to zoom to layer. And now you should be able to see them again.
No.
Maybe
yes,
try with. What?
I have the problem. I have the same problem.
You don't see layers.
No.
But you, okay. Do they have this check mark next to them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I have the panel just like you, but I can't see. I was seeing them, but now
okay, it
I
could be.
can't see.
Can you remove also this world map?
I tried to check out the world map, but I don't see the layers. I tried.
Okay, there's a couple of things that could go wrong, but okay. Do you see only these 3 layers? Like in the layers panel, you should have only these 3 layers. Remove all the others. Right click, remove.
Okay, I remove the world. Okay, then
okay.
I see my image white. It's just a white image.
Okay, now right click, zoom to layer.
The QGIS is thinking, and white. Just white.
This is right.
Don't worry.
What is the EPSG here?
Where?
In the lower right corner.
Just the same as you. 4326. But don't mind. I did it before when I closed the QGIS and I open it again, it works properly. But I don't know why when I zoom it or zoom out, when the layers are in the image, they disappeared. That
could be, I don't know if you were playing with these options, maybe. Just a second, not layer properties, but project properties. there is, I don't remember exactly where it is, but there is an option where you set, like, if it zooms in more than this, hide the layers. I don't coordinate and bearing display.
Don't worry, I prove things. I mean, don't worry. Go.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
again.
We are already in a delay. I'm sorry about it, but okay. So I think now we finished with, yes, we finished with the geo packages in general. So we need these three for the following exercise, and all the rest you can remove by right clicking on them and remove layer, selecting remove layer. And okay. So the next exercise is visualization for vectors. Sorry, I just need a second to take some water. And usually visualization is considered as one of the, let's say, simple tasks, but it's not always. It can become also a complex task, but it depends what you want to show. But in general, some basic things are very simple to do, but this is very, very important because we are creatures that understand very well the visual information. So it is very important to make also geographic data visually informative so that they can easily transfer us some information. So here we will see different types of visualization that can be done, and some are very basic, some are a bit more advanced, but still not too advanced. We will see how to apply different visualization for different types of vector data only with me, and later with Chiara you will see how to apply different visualizations for rasters. So when I say different types of vector data, I mean points, lines, and polygons. So these are different types. And as I told you, we will use municipalities OSM, that is vector of polygons. These polygons are representing municipalities, and polygons are usually displaying some area. So basically they cover the area of each municipality that we have in the region that vectors cover. It has different attributes, like this attribute called feed is always identifier. We have attribute source that is showing us information about who provided this data regarding municipalities. And then we have a name that is referring to the name of the municipality. Then we have river network, that is vector of lines that are representing rivers. Again, we have unique identifier. We have the name of the river as a second attribute, and we have a source, again, who was the data provider of the river network vector. And finally, we will use temperature, that is vector of points that are representing lake temperature on a regular grid of points. So the distance between these points is equal always. And this layer has basically just one attribute, that is value, except the unique identifier attribute. So this value represents temperature at each point. So it's a numerical value. This will be later important when we come to that. I will explain a bit more. So one important thing when we are working with vectors is that depending on how the layers are organized in the layers panel. They are the order of layers here dictates what is the order in which they are displayed here. So the one on the top is always shown on the top here, and one on the bottom here is always one on the bottom here in the map panel. So usually the general suggestion is to keep always points at the top of the list because they are smallest and they should be visible first. Then in the back of the points you should have lines, and at the end you should have polygons. But sometimes this might not work for different applications. So, but in general, this is what is suggested. Then, if you have some special case, of course, you can manage it as you need. So if you don't have it, I'm going back to QGIS. If you don't have this order like I do, you can simply select one layer, click on it, and then you drag it up or down depending where you need it. So now I move temperature at the end, but I actually need it at the top, so I will put it back. So just you click on it and then you drag it to the position where you need it. It doesn't, like, sometimes it doesn't work, like it's a bit sensitive, let's say, but it should work eventually. Just keep trying if it doesn't work from the first try. Okay, so now that we know this, I want to tell you which is the place in which we are changing the visualization, or what is called in QGIS symbology or style. So probably sometimes I will be used these terms also. So to change visualization of a layer, we select the layer for which we want to change visualization, which in this case is, okay, it's better to again stay in the book. So we right click on a layer for which we want to change some visual properties, and we right click on it. In this case, let's say on municipalities OSM, we right click, we go to properties, select properties, and then if here is a symbology tab, and this is the tab where we are changing different visual properties of this layer. There is alternative way of doing this, and it's here on the PDF. I will not go now. I will not mention it now because we don't have so much time. And I think also Carlo, I think on Wednesday he will show this, so it doesn't matter if we don't mention it now, but if you are curious, you can see it here. So I will just skip this for saving some time. This is just an alternative way with respect to this finding the styling properties from the layer properties. Okay, so I will repeat the operation with QGIS. So municipalities OSM layer, I right click on it, properties, and then in the symbology tab. There are different options, and we will go one by one now to explain them. Okay, before we go into that, I want to mention some general things about visualization or or symbology or style. So first thing that is always selected when you are setting a style to a vector is you have to select symbol type, and symbol type can be easily selected from this drop-down menu. Usually by default you will get a single symbol, and you can select other ones. For example, single symbol, categorized, graduated, rule-based, and so on. Even if you want, you can go for no symbols, but then you will have nothing displayed. So single symbol means that, okay, I will go quickly back to QGIS just to explain one point. So this is the vector, and this vector has different features. So each of these lines, I'm showing municipalities OSM vector. I will switch off the other. Each of these, let's say, lines is single feature of a vector. So when we select single symbol, we are saying that we want each of these features to have the same symbology, same type of symbol applied. We don't discriminate between them. And it's true in the case of the style that is currently applied, but also we will see later. Okay. Then we have categorized, when we can split different features into categories based on one of their attributes. Then we can have graduated. This has to be based on a numerical attribute. And finally, we can have rule-based, which means that we define some rules and the style is applied based on the rules that we defined. There are other type of symbols that are a bit more advanced, like inverted polygons or 2.5D polygons, and they are, for example, they are particular for polygons in general. They are in the same way there are some symbols that are typical for lines or typical for points. So this is going too much into detail, so we will just stay with these symbol types that we see here. Actually, the first three we will cover today, and then later, Carlo, if I'm not wrong, on Wednesday, but by the end of the week, he will explain you rule-based also. So, single symbol style. We will apply single symbol style on municipalities OSM. And to do so, we need again to, where was that? Not this one. We need, if you closed layers properties, you can open them again by right-clicking on municipalities, properties, and then we should be on a symbology tab. Okay, then from a symbology tab, here we select single symbol, then we click here, there will be something else written, so like the second item after the fill, the second item we should select. I will quickly check later what is written right now, but I don't remember by heart. And then we need to select a symbol layer type. And for symbol layer type, we need a simple fill that should be somewhere at the top of the list when you open the drop-down menu. Then for the fill color, I here selected some color that is green, yellow, I don't know, but you can select whatever you prefer. And then for the stroke color, it is black, and for the stroke style, it is dash line. I just saw now that actually simple fill is not at the top of the list, but it's somewhere almost at the end. Okay. So you should follow these steps here in order to apply a single symbol style to a vector layer. And I will repeat it now in the QGIS. So municipalities, I open the properties, right click properties. Single symbol is already selected, so I will just keep it. Okay, now here is the simple line. This was what I couldn't remember before. We need to select this one, the next item after the fill. For the symbol layer type, we select simple fill. And then we select what is the fill color, so what will be the color inside these polygons. I will select again this similar color. The stroke color is what is now in red. I want it to be black. And I also want this line to be dash line, not the solid one. And with all these settings, I click on OK to apply this style, or also you can click on apply if you don't want to close this window, but I will click on OK. And this is the style for municipalities OSM. Now, yes, I should mention this. I switched off these two layers so that I can see better the layer that I'm working with, but you can switch them on and off as you want. So by checking this box next to them, you display them. By unchecking, you hide them. So it depends on your need. For now, we can keep like this. What else? Okay, so with this we finished with vector styling, and for example, the style that I applied right now will be nice because it will serve as a background for river network and temperature layers. So it will just show us what is the border between municipalities, but we will be able to focus more on river network and temperature layers. Then the next style is categorized, or next visualization type is categorized. And again, it's set from layer properties, but in this case, we need to select categorize symbol. In the case of categorized symbology, we need to have one attribute that we can discriminate into categories. So this means that, for example, in this case, we have this attribute source that is telling us we have, I don't even know, like, let's say hundreds of rivers in this area. And we got the data about rivers. Some of them we got from Lombardy GeoPortal, some of them we got from Piedmont GeoPortal, some of them we got from Open Data Swiss. And we want to see, like, from which, let's call it agency, we got the data. So we can apply a style to display this information as category. So this can be, this can be done from a symbology tab again. So first, when we need to open layer properties of river network. So we right click in the layers panel. I will actually show it in QGIS now. In the layers panel, now I will activate river network. Right click on river network properties. Then I'm already on the symbology tab, but this one should be selected, and then we select categorized. And then for the value, we are selecting the attribute that contains these categories that we want to display. And in this case, it's source. And we also select color RAM, so basically what will be the colors of different categories. And in my example on the PDF, it is this one, I believe, Viridis. Okay, and then we can click on classify, and we will get all the different line colors for different agencies that are the source of our data. And then we click on OK. And we should see something like this. If we zoom in, or actually if we switch off the municipalities OSM, we will see that there are different colors, and we can understand that these data are provided by different agencies. So this one is from one agency, this one is from the other, and so on. Okay. In addition to this, we can also display labels of the attributes. We can also display labels of the attributes. And this is again done from the layer properties, but this time from the labels tab. So what we need to do here is to, first of all, select single labels. Then we select the attribute that contains the labels. And then here we can apply different kind of formatting of the labels that will be shown, but in my example, it's just to draw a buffer. So basically to have the background for the label, for the text that will be displayed. And okay, I will show this now, how to do this. So again, we will apply labels to the river network. So properties, labels, and we select single label. We select, okay, the name is the attribute that we want to display. So with this, we will have the names of the rivers displayed here. And we will not go into details of text formatting or positioning, just we select buffer here and enable draw text buffer, just to have some background for the text, because then the text is better visible. And we click on OK, and we should see something like this, the name of the rivers. And you can see that not all the names are displayed, like there are many rivers, but if you zoom in, the names should appear. This is kind of how QGIS is managing that you don't have labels one on top of the other, because then it would be more a mess than the information. But in this way, like if you need some more detailed information, you zoom in and you get it. Otherwise, you will have this kind of generic overview. Sorry, Chiara, I need like 10 more minutes. I don't know if this could be a problem. Sorry, I'm speaking to my colleague.
No problem, Gorica. I think I will be from 11:30, so you are, I think, in time.
Ah, okay, okay. So I believe in 10 minutes it will be finished. Thank you, Chiara. And okay, we set the labels. The last type of visualization is graduated style. And we will see how to apply graduated style on the temperature layers. For applying graduated style, it is important, it is very, very important to have numerical attribute. Because what graduated style is doing is, for example, in this case, we have information about temperature. So we have temperature, I'm guessing now, I don't know exactly, but let's say from 15 degrees to 30 degrees. And with graduated style, we can split this full interval from 15 to 30 into several groups. So this is setting a full interval of numerical values into intervals with this type of style. And this is very good when you want to compare like let's say in the case of temperature, where temperature is lower, where it's higher, and so on, where it's in the middle. So this is when we apply this style with numerical values when we need them to be grouped, let's say. So we will see how to apply this style on the temperature layer. So we open the layer properties of the temperature, right click on the temperature layer properties, and we open them. On a symbology tab, first of all, we need to select graduated style. And then we select, of course, the attribute that contains numerical value. In this case, it's also called value. Then we go for selecting color ramp to be applied. And in this case, I selected, you see that I went to additional color ramps, not the one that are displayed already, but opened more of them. I selected this one RDYIBU because it's red, yellow, blue. And then also I inverted this color ramp. So now more or less we have a typical color ramp for the temperature. So for lower values, we will have blue, for middle values, yellow, and then for high values, we will have red. So this is typical for temperature. And then we go, we select a mode. So basically how we want to split the full interval into groups. So we can select different type of let's say interval breaks, but here in this example we went for equal interval. And then we can select how many groups or how many classes actually we want to split this full interval in. And finally we do classification of the values and we apply the style. Okay, so I will show this. So right click, I will activate again temperature layer. Right click on the layer properties, symbology. Okay, here I have already graduated selected, so that's fine. And also the attribute selected here is the value, that is also fine. But the color ramp, we should change to this red, yellow, blue, this one. And then we need to invert it. So first it will be red, yellow, blue, but then we invert it by clicking here to become blue, yellow, red. Then we go here for equal interval as a mode of splitting the full range of values into smaller intervals. So equal interval. And then I will keep these 5 classes or 5 intervals to which I want to split. And at the end, we just click on classify, and that's it. We applied the style, and now we can really see where the lakes is colder and where it's warmer. And naturally, it's a bit warmer on the edges, and it's colder usually where the water is deeper. But okay, that's it for the visualization. Then with this, I finished showing different style types that we, different visualization types that we can have. But I also want to show you that we can save these styles. And in fact, when we opened GeoPackage for the first time, it already had some styles saved. And this is typical. This can be done actually only with GeoPackage format. You cannot save the style with shapefile or other types of vector formats, but only with GeoPackage. There are ways to save a style, but not exactly in the vector file, but you can save it separately from the file and then use it when you need it. Okay, so style can be saved again from the symbology tab, again from the layer properties, and let's use the river network as it is in this example to show how this works. So open the river network properties. And here at the lower left corner, you will see this style button. And from here, you will see that there is a save style option. I will go back to the slides. So we have 3 possible ways to save a style. And one is QGIS QML style file. So this means you save a separate file that is for style. SLD style file, this is again a separate file. And there is a third way to save a style. It's saving it directly in the geo package. This is the one that was available in the geo package we provided you, and also maybe the most convenient way, actually. So let us see how we can save geo package, how we can save a style in geo package. So first of all, from the symbology tab, we go to style, save style, and we select this for a save style. We select in database geopackage. And then we need to define a name for our style. And then we click on OK, and we save this style. So if we take now the geopackage that we have, and in which we save this style, and we provide it to somebody else, we just send it as a file, he will have the style that we saved in this way. On the opposite, we can have we can save style as QML or SLD. These are two, and again, we can easily save in this way just by selecting for save style QML or SLD, depending on which one we prefer. So both of them, they are XML formats. Just QML is really suited and supports all the types of visualization that you can find in QGIS. So it's very suited to QGIS, while SLD on the opposite is not suited only for QGIS, but also for many other QGIS software. So sometimes it can be more convenient to use this one that can be opened with, I don't know, other type of softwares for GIS. And okay, one more difference between them is when you are saving QML style, you can select exactly which visualization properties you want to save and which you maybe want to leave out. So by just checking the boxes next to them. Okay, and in the similar way, if you can save a style naturally, you should be able to load it too. So it's again done from the similar, in the similar way like saving style. Just again on the symbology tab, you go on this style menu and load style. And again, you can decide if you want to use some style that is already saved in the geo package, or you have some SML or SLD or QML files saved that you want to use. So depending on which is your source of style, you select load style type here. Then in case when we are dealing with geopackage or QML files, we can select also which categories of style we want to use. And And basically, yes, in the case of GeoPackage, we select the style that is one of the styles that might be available in the GeoPackage. In case of, and then we click on load style and OK. In case of files, SLD or QML, we navigate, we will have this file in our local computer somewhere. So we have to specify where this file is by, again, clicking on these three dots, and we go to the folder and we load the style. And we just click on load, and the style should be applied. And the last point is that we can save a QGIS project. So again, I mentioned this at the beginning, but I will repeat again that saving a QGIS project means saving all the layers that are loaded in the moment when you are saving. You are saving their styles, you are saving map extent, and also all the project setting that you defined. So this is convenient to, like, maybe you started doing something, then you have to stop, so you save, and then you just open the project and resume your work. And it's very easy, actually. You to save a project, you just go to the project menu and you go on save. You define, of course, some name for the project and the folder in which you want to save, and then the project is saved. And when you want to open it again from the project menu, you go to open, you find the folder where you saved your file, and you open it. So this is pretty much all for today. Unfortunately, the last part was quite fast, but I really don't have time to go into details. And I cannot afford to be slow here, unfortunately, but I think that really with the materials, with the book, and also with the recordings, I believe you will